Hello and welcome to part 5, the final video of my History of Model S series following the different trims, colors, wheels, and seats that the Model S have seen over the past decade. One thing to note, all the previous videos are now outdated. I say that because in parts 1 to 4, they were all filmed before the release of the new yoke Model S. Oh well, I guess that's the beauty of Tesla. Constantly changing. In today's video, I wanted to highlight all the different roof options the Model S has seen. The latest high visibility glass roof sparked this video, along with having 3 cars next to each other at work with all 3 options: no glass, glass, and a sunroof. And I'm glad I was able to film these 3 next to each other, as only a few days after filming, David came in and purchased one of them. If you're watching this, David, thanks for dropping by. I hope you're enjoying your new car. One thing to note too, I started writing this video when the news of the high visibility glass came out, which was now back in March. As you're able to tell from the scenery here, it was kind of post-wintry weather. So this is almost a year in the making, but hey, better late than never. Going back to the days of signature and founders cars, if you don't know what that means, be sure to click the top right here. I'll link the video on all the different trims the Model S has seen. There were 3 options: BCR, which stood for body colored roof, sunroof, and black painted roof. BCR was a solid metal roof which was the same color as the body. I personally love this roof, especially when they came out with the black Alcantara option, as the headliner was a tan cloth-like material before, a little less premium. The Alcantara headliner became an option in 2014 and became part of the premium package in 2015 and was no longer available as a standalone option. It's kind of hard to keep up with all these Tesla changes. As you can imagine, cars with BCR were lighter and had an even lower center of gravity compared to cars with the big panes of glass up top. Most people don't like this option, as it does feel a little darker and kind of claustrophobic in the car, so they discontinued BCR sometime in 2018. I don't have hard data to back this claim up, but I'll venture to guess that about 90% of cars were optioned with sunroof. Working at Shifty V over the past couple years and seeing literally hundreds of cars, I've probably only come across about a dozen BCR cars. The rest had sunroof or glass roof, which I'll get to in a minute. The only notable thing about the sunroof is that back then, you had to have a sunroof if you wanted to buy Tesla's roof racks, as they were the only option which had the mounting points. The sunroof did see 2 iterations. The first gen was pretty unreliable, and the cars often had leaks through the sunroof. You can tell a first gen apart from a second gen by their roof rack mounting points. The newer ones, which were updated sometime late 2015, had smaller flaps which you had to open towards you, as you can see in the video here. This was different from the first gen, which had very flimsy flaps that rotated the other way. I've seen it many times where you would go to wash your Model S and take a pressure washer, and the flaps would just break right off. It wasn't the best design, but they learned and they improved it. Now this one surprised me. All the other info in this video I knew previously from researching these cars for years and dealing with them every day, but I had no idea about the black painted roof. Turns out, for a very limited time, you're able to configure your Model S with a black roof. No glass, so it was essentially a BCR, but with a black roof, regardless of the color on the rest of the car. I found these pictures of a 2013 Model S that's sold in Florida, which appears to have the black roof. I wasn't convinced that it was an OEM black roof, and perhaps it was simply wrapped, as the nose cone was wrapped gray, the headlights were tinted, and it had slipstream wheels instead of the original twin-spoke wheels that the original car would have came with. However, going through the pictures, I saw that the car and the app showed what appeared to be a black roof. The interior shots weren't conclusive, but it looked like there was no sunroof, along with no lines at the top, which would confirm that. That being said, I have heard of stories of cars getting an all-glass roof retrofitted instead of the sunroof, so there is a chance that this is one of those cases. Digging even deeper, I found my new hero, David Nolan. Now, I don't know much about David Nolan, besides the fact that he wrote several articles for the Green Car Reports in the early days of Tesla, going through his ownership experience. Turns out David Nolan had a car with a black roof, which he says so himself, and his car was green. It's hard to tell in these pictures, but this car has to be legitimately the only car in this configuration. Thank you, David Nolan, for speccing your car the way you did. Incredible. There is so little info out there about the black roof, but from what I can gather, it was discontinued sometime in 2013, so it was only available for about a year. This thread from 2011 does indicate that it's been an option since day one. In November of 2016, a few months after Tesla refreshed the Model S to remove the nose cone and have that sleeker design, they introduced the glass roof. This gave you the option of BCR, glass roof, or sunroof. The glass roof is exactly what it sounds like, just one big piece of glass. It's similar to the Model Y's glass roof in the sense that it is split off between the windshield and the tailgate glass. Sometime in late 2017, they discontinued BCR and made glass roof the new base option. Another year or so had passed, and in November 2018, they discontinued sunroof, so glass roof has been the only option since then. To my knowledge, it doesn't seem like they did any changes to the glass roof from about November 2018 right up until March 2023 when Tesla released the new high visibility glass roof, which they claim lets in 5 times more light, has the same UV protection, weighs less, reduces the car center of gravity, and of course improves handling. Well, that just about gets us up to speed on Model S roofs. What one would you opt for? They all have their pros and cons, but I'm a super big fan of BCR, glass roof, and of course David Nolan's first green and black roof unicorn. Thank you so much for watching. This one was a fun one to make, and we'll see you in the next video.